Sawubona Africa, Salamu Africa, Domelani Africa, Bondia Africa, Maulo Africa, Matokerwa Africa, Mauhala Africa, Monire Africa. First of all, we want to convey our sincere apology for missing the lecture last weekend on Saturday. We do not want to hide. We have a situation in my country where I was born, Malawi. We have a job to overhaul and remake our society again. Therefore, at times we may disappoint you because we won't be coming as we expect is expected, because we are busy sweeping and remaking our nation. But we are not going to forget Mother Africa. We are not going to abandon this project because the Malawi project came after the Utopian philosophy. Therefore, we will always be here and we will come. If you don't see us one weekend, don't think we have abandoned the project. We will come back. Either we come midweek or we'll come back the following week. So today, the 12th Saturday, 12th June 2021 Saturday, we have blocked 2 Utopian lectures that we could have done last week and that we are going to do today. Fellow Africans, as I stand here today, each and every African in all corners of this continent, including those that are in diaspora, everybody is crying for Africa. Everyone is weeping, everyone is crying for Mother Africa. The questions that one can ask, why are you crying? It's one. Africa, instead of moving upwards, is going downwards. Africa, instead of improving, is deteriorating. The question is why? Because almost now we have 55 governments. The entire Africa has its own governments, sovereign nations, except Sahrawi. Something that we are fighting hard to tell the Moroccans that you cannot oppress your fellow brother. Give freedom to the Sahrawi people. That is the fight that is on the agenda at the Utopian philosophy. But 55 nations are free, independent. Still, Africa is going down. The question is, why is Africa getting down instead of moving up? Why is Africa not advancing? Instead, it's now getting down and down and down, degraded. What's wrong? One thing. Africa has a problem of copy and paste living style or getting baptized with lies. Africa was told that you are second-class citizens, therefore you don't deserve better things. Africa is baptized on that. And even our own governments believe that. If you go 30 years back from now, 30 years back, check all governments. An African, whenever he enters an African government for service, he's given the last treatment. Degraded, disgraced, and in most cases, they are not given service until or unless they pay something kind of bribery. That is a mentality that we learned from colonization, that Africans are second-class citizens, Africans are subhumans, and we have copied that. We have drunk that is true. This is the reason why Africa, instead of moving upwards, is going downwards. Fellow Africans, we cannot keep quiet looking at how Africa is today. Africa is deteriorating each and every moment, each and every minute, and it's pathetic because you go to any other country in Africa, you find the same problems that are in other countries are the same in other countries. For example, I'll give you about roads in Africa. Roads of Africa today are pathetic, whether it's in cities, in towns, in localities, even in, don't talk about the villages, but maybe talk about townships. There are no roads. Today, roads of Africa have got scabies, potholed, and and today cars are not even moving in the designated roads. They are now bypassing to the bush so that they can at least find way to go smoother with their cars. And yet Africa is still importing cars from Japan, America, China, a lot of them Singapore, but our roads are dilapidated. No government is talking about this. No government is putting emphasis and serious emphasis to make sure that road networks are maintained to the standard of improvement. No. You can talk about Nigeria, you can talk about South Africa, you can talk about Kenya, you can talk about Ghana, you can talk about any other country. There is nothing like that. If you sit down and ask what is wrong, you will know that Africans, we have a mentality, an attitude that the colonizers gave us, that we are second-class citizens. Therefore, we don't deserve first-class treatment, we don't deserve first-class service, we don't deserve better roads, we don't deserve better facilities. That's what is happening. This is why African governments don't care about its people. Fellow Africans, as I speak to you today, almost 6 or 7 countries have been expelled from South Africa in diplomatic missions because of corruption. South Africa has expelled diplomats from Lesotho, diplomats from Malawi, diplomats from Burundi, diplomats from Guinea, because these diplomats, they were in South Africa not to save the purpose of diplomacy, but to save their greed. As for Malawi, we, on the other door of Mumva Chilungamo, we stood and told the government of President Chakwera that sweep out these thieves. Remove these thieves. They are not here to save. But the government of President Chakwera did not listen. The problem of Africa is that if you don't belong to their political party, if you don't belong to their political affiliation, if you are not somebody who speaks their language and their dreams and expectations, they will not listen to you, even if you are telling the truth. Africa today, people that are intelligent, that speak sense, are those in opposition parties. Even those opposition parties, once they get into the government, they change the tone. Because when they get in, they find corruption on a comfortable mattress. They find bribery in a comfortable sofa. They find money that is just there, taxpayers' money. And they say, no justice in this room of government. Because it's time for us to corrupt, to steal, and to embezzle and enrich ourselves. This is why everybody is fighting to be in politics today. Because they know that's the only avenue, that's the only way to have enough finances, to have enough riches. That is what is happening in Africa. Therefore, we want to appeal to African governments that if you cannot change the mentality that was treated to blacks during colonization and during slavery, you as government, if you cannot stand, then you must forget about development in Africa. Perhaps it's better to tell white people to come back and decolonize Africa. Because there's no need to fight for independence when the people cannot taste and see that independence. There's no need to fight for independence, to struggle and die, yet the people cannot see what they fought for. Africa is free 70 years now, but we are still struggling with road networks. We are still struggling with hospitals. We are still struggling with better education. We are still struggling with better services. If we go in our own offices of governments to look for passports, ID cards, the person who is given first treatment is when a white man, a British, a European, or American come, they will be given first service. But if it's an African from Malawi, if it's an African from Namibia, if it's an African from Kenya, if it's an African from Southern Sudan, either you pay the officer for you to get service or you will not get service. And you African governments say, we are independent. What is independence if the people don't have that freedom? What is independence when the people cannot get what they want? What is independent when roads are impassable? What is independent when hospitals are not there? Africa, we have been fighting, we have been quarreling, we have been talking that please rise up. But we do the opposite. Instead of rising up, we keep on sleeping. The issue of diplomats selling liquor in South Africa using the benefits of diplomatic status must teach Africa a lesson that Africa is failing to go up because of our own governments. We are failing to rise up, we are failing to develop Africa because our own governments in each and every department, there is stinky corruption. Perhaps they should